Good evening. And I've got a great big spy coat on, but you can't really see. Good evening. First of all, congratulations on some unbelievable disguises, and in some cases even disguised names. Some of them reasonably permeable disguises, like X. No, never heard of her, but nonetheless. A couple of quick sort of announcements. Firstly, we have the usual situation where if you can have your microphones on, I'd prefer that because it's helpful to hear people laughing. But if you want to keep it off, that's fine. It's unlike... Yeah. Alex will mute that person. And also, if you now, this is a slightly more. This was raised by someone this month. This is being recorded, of course, and it will go out. There'll be a catch-up option, as there always is. But if you're uncomfortable with appearing on camera, which is not something that occurred to me, then obviously have the camera off, because I don't think we have control over, who pops up. But the issue is that, it might go on quite long. And even though you might be comfortable being on camera for a moment, it might be weird to you to think about being on it. Sorry, of course I'm distracted, but among other things, I can see someone called Duncan whose disguise says "not Duncan," someone with a horse's head, a cat disguise, someone with a mask of me, someone with just a massive eyes emoji on what looks like a paper mask, someone with a bear instead of themselves, several false moustaches, wigs. This has been the best observance of the dress code so far, and you only had a couple of hours notice because of the way the company operates. So thank you very much. This is oh yes, I should say this episode of the company comes to you from a mystery location where the broadband is, to be absolutely fair, what it is. So there is a chance that we will drop out. If that happens, then there's nothing we can do. Okay, so an error message will pop up, and Alex will strip. So it's it's not Buckinghamshire broadband. I'm not going to tell you what share broadband it is, because actually there is a puzzle relating to that soon. But suffice to say, I am not in London. I'm in an area of the country where the Wi-Fi is a little bit slower than London. All right, you might remember last month was it catastrophic that you visited the Honey Expo? Or actually, yeah, fucking broadband is basically the situation I'm in. Rural broadband. Yes, last month you visited. Well, actually, the narrative will recap what happened. But you had a reasonably traumatic but potentially life-saving visit to a honey event last year. You don't know much this month, except that you received some stuff from the company today. Not all of you will have seen it, but basically you were going somewhere to try to prevent some sort of a murder. I think we're just about ready to start, which will mean, in case you are new, and I always think this is unlikely, but you never quite know. There's always a couple of people. So basically, we're going to listen to a story. It's the 5th chapter of a story, but it doesn't really matter if you've missed the rest of it. You're going to vote on Twitter as to the next direction that the story takes. If you don't have Twitter, it doesn't really matter. And also your votes are all counted, but they often are. Like, the whole thing is nonsense, and lots of vote without due consideration, shall we say. So it doesn't matter if at any point you feel as if you don't understand what is happening. All right, here we are. May the 20th, today. You open your eyes, but it's still pitch black. You reach your arms out, but they hit something solid. You shout, but it echoes harshly in your ears. Ah, no, more harshly than that. Ah! Have you died? Are you in purgatory? What an absolute shitter, if so. I hate things like purgatory. You screw up your eyes and make out your bits. You're naked, floating in water. Hang on, what? Oh, that's right. After the expo where you saved the life of a honey luminary, you found the company had paid you a bonus of £30,000. You put £1,000 on snow to fall on Christmas Day. Remember that. Spent the rest on a flotation tank. Didn't even know you could own those. So every night you go to bed in total sensory deprivation, and every morning you wake up screaming until you remember. What's a bedroom? All in all, I'm not sure it was money well spent. Still, you won't be afloating tonight. Tonight you are back on company duty, and thank God, or another big invisible friend if you like, because it's felt really, really. Note, I did not say God doesn't exist. Just observing that we can't see the guy or. However they identify, because it's felt a really, really long time since that expo. When you look back, you don't think you did much wrong. You went with your heart and this was a huge plot moment. You let your greatest friend, Francine, take you away from Camilla. Then you double back to prevent the Canadian from being killed by his own bees. Yet you seem to have upset everyone. Francine texted you, nice life save, but there wasn't even a kiss, and she hasn't wanted to meet since. She did send you a gif of a fox with a really big dick, but deleted without comment. Again, maybe worth remembering, maybe not. Everything's worth remembering, but only some of the things get used. That's the fun of it, isn't it? Camilla is ghosting you, but her Facebook has been pretty spicy. By the time you got home from the expo, she posted, learned a few things today about who to take to honey events, don't want to talk, frown emoji, melting face emoji. These days you get a melting face emoji. I like it. There were lots of comments asking her for more detail, and she provided it. It was almost as if she actually did want to talk about it. A brief tie there of the way exhibitionists use Facebook. Guy I love took my spare ticket, shafted me in the atrium, disappeared with some broad. You might remember there was a bit of fun with the word broad last month. She then published your full name, address, a photo of you, and a list of your main secrets. The post got 1,981 likes, and people wrote things like, I hope this honey traitor eats shit in hell, hon. What happened to be kind? But now you can put all that behind you. Today isn't about honey, although you've noted uneasily that it is bee day. That's true. It happens either by coincidence or by design that today is World Bee Day, and you might have seen a little bit of chat about that from Pierre. Today you have a mission, and for once the company have given you a bit of information. It's a murder case. You sit at the breakfast table buttering a yam and read again through the document the company sent you. A map of a medieval country estate, a poem to hint at your location. We haven't seen the poem yet. And an explanatory note, just in case you missed this earlier. Here is that tweet. This is a message from the company, and we'll recap. After reading it, you have 5 minutes to delete it, or it will set your phone on fire, and the fire will spread to neighbouring buildings, including a school. We know that you've had to operate with very little information in previous missions, and we want to make you feel you are well armed for this one. We are sending you to one of Britain's most beautiful counties. Of course, for confidentiality, it cannot be spelled out here, but the poem will appear on the company Twitter. That has not happened, but the poem will, I think, be read to you. Your mission is to prevent a murder. Our butterfly AI has detected that it is going to happen somewhere on the Simpson Burn estate, home of millionaire Bryn Thompson. And Thompson, unusual name, could be relevant. Don't know what that noise is, but I don't mind it. And his household. We enclose maps of the house and grounds. You may have seen these earlier on Twitter, but you don't really need to have seen those. We enclose maps of the house and grounds. If you're successful, you will receive a pay rise and a massive clock. If you are unsuccessful, we hardly need points. Human life will be lost. Good luck. The weather forecast is fine. This is more information than you've ever had from the company prior to a case, by the way, which seems like progress. Hopefully. I'm just going to shimmy back. The cottage looks sweet. So there's a picture of the cottage. And then there are a couple of house and grounds plans. But again, don't worry too much about that. That's the whole estate. You're getting a sense of a very large premises. Anyway, then there was a call for disguise. You help yourself to a fifth yam and wash it down with some cranberry juice, the old yam and cran. As you're smacking your lips, your phone lights up with a BBC News update. Loads of murders these days is the headline. Oh, that's ominous. And you can see this loads of murders these days. There are various other news stories there which may or may not be worth very quickly taking note of, but you're not going to have a lot of time to memorize it. Anyway, loads of murders these days. Other stories concern a sticky floor in a pub, someone that's bought famous toy, something to do with left-handers, a couple of other things, which, as I say, may or may not be relevant, but are. Apart from one of them is bollocks, but that's the thing. Again, this is your detective's role in life, to sift the wheat from the chaff. As you have your 2 baths and prepare to set out, there's a very minor running joke where you always have multiple baths here. It's a bit of fun. You read through the BBC article. It's a startling read. 1 in 10 people in the UK is a murderer, it turns out. That ratio reminds you of something, but you're not sure what. Don't worry about that. Ignore that. Ignore all this. None of this is clues. All of it's clues. The list of murderers revealed by the police is extraordinary. Anton Deck kills someone every week on Saturday Night Takeaway. The Queen did more than 100. Sting is thought to have killed more than the population of Iceland. This passage catches your eye. Particularly at risk, police warn, are people who have recently come into money, i.e. from the sale of a stuffed toy, although EG would have been better there, people who live near creepy-ass churchyards, people with low-vowel first names.
Yay, 4 vowels.
Yes. Sorry to hear that. When you read that, well, you give a low whistle because you've seen detectives do that in American pulp novels. Let's all give the lowest whistle we can, please. A couple of those were quite high. Yeah. Okay. Because you've done a good £2,000 worth of Googling since you got the map of the estate, you have disposable income now because the company pays you. You even treated yourself to a few £100 of Yahoos and a quick Reddit for a fiver. You know a lot about the family who live there. The ancient estate is owned by millionaire Bryn Thompson. He made his money in the 70s by inventing the table and the swimming pool. Recently, he sold an antique teddy named after a Greek god for a 9-figure sum and bought Japan. Again, all of this, well, not all of that, but one of those details is very important. Thompson is a widower. His wife died of toothache in 2005, Wikipedia says. But, yeah, that's a bit of fun, isn't it? I nearly had a much more disturbing joke there, but it was bad for toothache. But he lives with his adult daughter, 2 grandchildren, and a housekeeper and gardener. You can expect to meet those people, you suppose. It strikes you that you're almost certainly going to need some spy gear for this mission. You look in your spy drawer, but it's full of pants. That's right. You turned it to a pants drawer because of an overspill. Damn it. Just as you're jumping onto spystuffinanhour.com, which you'll know is the main way you can get very, very quick delivery spy equipment. The genie wanders. Remember, you have a genie. If you missed last month, yeah, you've got a genie. Sometimes he helps you out. The genie wanders in, eating a banana. You explain the situation. I could do you one of those newspapers with eye holes in, he says. Someone's already posted the picture of that by coincidence. Or some poison, or a massive great coat. The website was, well, it wasn't what you were looking for. Might as well tell you, we've had the red herring graphic for about 4 months, and every month. That might be not be the last time you see the red herring. You're tempted by all these, of course. A part of you feels like you could push your luck and ask for the whole lot. The guy accused you of wasting his time asking to go to sleep. You might remember you asked the genie for a nap, and he felt it was beneath his dignity. But you don't want to appear greedy. So your first decision of the night, are you going for a newspaper with spy holes, or some poison, or a great big coat, Or are you going to ask, I can't quite see it. Yes. Or a fuck off huge coat, or all of it, plus ask for a cash tip. Interesting one. All right. 5 minutes. And while you have a think about it, I will quickly, tonight there's a supporting cast. Well, there are several supporting casts, actually, thanks to the, I would say, considerable dramaturgical ambition of this episode. Obviously, a newspaper is useful to be able to peep through, although maybe it's only in fiction that spies do that. And this isn't fiction, is it? Poisony poison, which is, as you'll know, one of the most lethal forms of poison you can lay hands on. Like not just poison, but actual proper. Oh Christ! Loads of Someone's saying the tweet is not live. Does that mean you can't vote?
No, it's live.
No, it is.
It is
No,
refreshing.
Fine. Sometimes yeah. No one voting poison yet. Are our violent days really over? Laments Gry. Yeah, there was a time you would in the house. You used to just smashed a guy up just to steal a fiver of him or something. It's true. All of the above would include the poison, and that is the leader so far after 46 votes. Quite a number of people have gone for the coat. Obviously, I mean, well, all of the above is the highest stakes. There's the highest prize for that. Yeah, you'll get an entire spy kit. It's only if the genie takes exception to that. But I don't know. Yeah, it's true. Most of your violence is knife based. I'm worried about overspill. Yes, it's true. You don't want to overspill your pants, but that's why exactly. I would keep so much poison in my fuck off huge coat. Some of these words you shouldn't remember. Yeah. The genie can do one, says Chris aggressively. I don't know if that's how you want to speak about a genie within earshot. Those of you who are in the UK, do one is a belligerent term. As usual, we have people from different countries probably, so I'll just quickly take the register. Let me know where you are all from. Not where you're all from, where you were watching from tonight, if you'd like to. Canberra, look at this. I love it when this happens. So Seattle, Brazil, yes, and then it becomes too quick. Toronto, sorry, Australia, Buffalo, amazing. Somerset, York, the best shire, Cleethorpes, Perth, West London, Rockhampton. So cold I had to think about closing a window. So Jodie, who's in Queensland, where it's almost never cold. Not Cambridge, that's a bit of fun. It's Cambridge, Connecticut, Durham, Exeter. Well, welcome to all of you. I hope it's not too shitty a time this of day or night for you. But murder waits for no one, as they say. Respect. John Lewis confuses matters by saying, is this my real name or a false one? Of course, there was a guy called John Lewis who, the whole Twitter thing where everyone thought he was the shop, John Lewis, and endlessly tweeted him, and he became a minor celebrity in his own right. I still seem to be the only person here from the African continent, claims paired fluorescent boastfully. Are you, though? Well, hang on. Where are you? You've told me this before. Where are you from? And have we got any? But I'd be surprised if there are that many people watching in Africa. I'm surprised there's one. Yeah, Cape Town. I think we only had. So there you go. I think that's the most. You're probably the furthest from any other viewer of the show, I would say. I don't think anyone else is on the African. If anyone else is in Africa, please make yourself known. Actually, no, Dorian, you might be right. I think there's another Kiwi. I think. Dr. Greggles is from Morocco and says the vote will close soon, I think, and it looks a lot like you're going to vote to keep all the above, which you would think makes sense. You'll have, if this comes off, a coat and poison and a clever newspaper. Yes, there could be an Antarctican. Right, the poll is ending. Oh, the Cape Town person is coming to London in September. Am I the lone Canadian? Again, I don't know. We'll do a little bit. Actually, yeah, I might have spoken too soon about who is the furthest away from anyone else. We'll do some more. We'll do a deep dive into that. We've got a murder to prevent and find some other things to do.
And
Still,
commit.
Come here, wherever you are, and potentially commit, yes. This is what I like to see, says the genie. Stretch me. Let me show what I can do. All righty. Firstly, here's £2,000 in 20s. Here's a newspaper with little eye holes and the headline, don't look at this. Thanks, everyone. And as for this, he hands over a vial. Here is your poison. Poison's not an issue. It'll enter their bloodstream through subcutaneous tissue. A dollop of that in someone's food. Bye-bye. Oh, and here's your coat, size 98. He's very excited about the poison, almost too excited, you might say, but you've got it. You've got everything. You've passed your first test. The right answer there was to ask for everything. You get in your car and put Robert and the Very Bad Dogs on. Yes, early. Normally we finish with them, but there's a little bit of a twist at the end of tonight's one. It's a day for one of their songs about. Does it remain a little bit of a twist if you say you don't often in a murder mystery? They don't normally say a little bit of a twist later. But hey, this is a little bit different around here at the company. It's a day for one of their songs about justice, about kicking ass. What could be better than your baby kicked me in the back? Now, or your baby has kicked me in the back. You're right. Okay, we're going to play the. I think we're going to play the song, but I'm going to read you this poem. Then we're going to play the song, but you have to vote during the song because you're on the road now, guys. So the poem, this is the poem the company sent for you to identify the county that you need to get to. A county in England with letters that hide, a place where meteors and storms collide. Remote and yet bustling with stores, the moss between your toes sorts out your sores, where stereos play your favorite dog's track. Some say if you visit, you'll never go back. So easy enough. And you can vote on which county. Well, here you are. What are you going to put into the sat nav? You've got one of those weird ones that only get you to the county. You know, it's a beautiful county. You're hoping it's Yorkshire because you read all about it earlier in the week. You voted to research Yorkshire in what was a very closely contested poll. Should you head there? Your options are, yes, sticking with Yorkshire. Oh, I think Somerset now. We must head for Cumbria. And it's a bit early for this, but you can also drive into the sea. Cast your vote, and in the meantime, chill out, keep your eyes on the road, and let's enjoy Robert and the Very Bad Dogs.
A lot of comedians at the time were doing observational comedy. You know, when they say, like, I couldn't find my keys, I lost them, and therefore didn't know where they were. You know, they get a great observational humor. And we thought, why not do that? Put it in a song. The deep, meaningful things, the experiences we all share. That's what we did for this track.
Dad's in jail, we gotta sell the house. And I've gotta take the freaking bus now. I don't know when Papa's coming back. I mean, they did say, but I don't remember it.
But what I don't need right now is like some baby kicking me in my back. Yeah, I could do without that. Excuse me, madam, I don't wanna make a fuss, but your baby's kicked me in the back. Yes, now I believe it was on purpose. You could tell by the look in his eyes that he meant to do it. He had to fire the kitchen staff, 'cause Daddy's accounts ran dry. We had to fire all the gardening staff. All 4 of them had to retire. So what I don't need right now, oh, I don't know, some baby just kicking me in my back. Yeah, I could do without that. I'm sorry, madam, I don't wanna have to do this, but your baby's kicked me in the back. It's not my choice that I'm riding this bus, so I'd appreciate if everybody kept their tiny feet to themselves. It doesn't mean you got a bad, bad baby. Your bad, bad baby's gonna grow into a big bad man. It doesn't mean you got a bad, bad baby. Your bad, bad baby's gonna grow into a big bad man.
I don't know why you're so quick to deny
That your baby's kicked me in the back. What about it blows your mind? It's a baby and it's got 2 legs. It's gonna kick me in the back if it can. You got a bad, bad baby, but your baby's kicked me in the back. To a big bad man. Doesn't mean you got
I'm sorry to sound like a broken record here,
but your baby's kicked me in the back. To a big bad man.
All right. That was Your Baby Just Kicked Me in the Back by Robert and the Very Bad Dogs. And in the meantime, quite a lot of people pointed out in the chat that most of the words in the poem contain the same letters as the word Somerset. And perhaps with that in mind, Somerset has a pretty big lead now, which is the right answer. Well done, and saves us a bit of time, actually. Yes, once again, hype for Matt. And again, without wanting to go into too much detail, strong rumours that there might be the first ever Robert and the Very Bad Dogs gig live in Edinburgh in August. We'll see.
Oh.
As I say, strong rumours, but rumours can be misleading sometimes. I don't know anything about it. But they also might not be misleading. Who knows? We'll come back to that. Again, at least a couple of people spotted potential clues in the song, which they managed to flag up while dealing with this other thing. Somerset is the winner. Somerset, for those of you not from the UK, is in the west of the UK. Well, it depends. It depends. There's what people argue over where the southwest begins, and as a Bristolian, this is a tedious conversation to get into. But we're still Somerset. Somerset. It has to be. There were so many words in the poem taken from those 8 letters. Well done, those of you who spotted that. Now and again, you're not an idiot. Your mood soars as you head west into rolling countryside. You pass Stonehenge and see a druid and have a feeling. You pick apples. You actually shouldn't have passed Stonehenge. It's not quite the right bit of the west, but it's a bit fun. Just leaning out of the window, you get a couple of dozen apples. You're really enjoying your road trip. You drive on the right for a bit for fun and have a little nap. Soon you're heading down a vast, grand driveway. It's as you get close to the millionaire's cottage itself that you start to have misgivings. In fact, heebies. You're here to prevent a murder, but you can hardly say that, can you? You can't explain how you know or prove it. You can see here quite a grand looking estate, huge tree there. Impressively shot this, and hard to imagine quite how this happened. Yes, it's a beautiful cedar. I've said before. There's what looks like a tennis court, and then that looks like a drain pipe from about 1870, and a front door. Interesting. All right. You're going to need a cover story for why you need to get in the house. You could say you lived here once and wanted to see what it's like now. Someone genuinely came to my house and did that a few years ago. Or that you've been informed of a gas leak and need to inspect the place. Or you could say you were passing, felt faint, wondered if you could have a water. Then when you get there, just keep extending your demands. Or you could just tell the truth. The murder is imminent unless you prevent it. What are you going to go with? Nostalgia peak? Deadly leak? Felt a bit bleak? Or the truth you should speak? Those are your options. Hey, I lived here once. I'd just like to have a look round. I need to check your gas. It's dangerous. Or I feel a bit funny. Could I have a water? And then you just pad from there. Or you actually come straight out with, I'm here to prevent a death. They all have their risks. One or more of them will get you into the house. Vote now. Yes, we always do at least one set of rhyming options. Sorry, we can prevent death, says Chris. Well, sorry, no, long term we cannot.
So close.
I'm really sorry, Chris, but death is still inevitable. I know that is a real bother for you mentally and for me, actually. But no, Chris, if they work out a way we can all not die, I'll well, you won't be the first person I tell, but I'll totally DM you. Interesting one, this. I don't know how much experience you have of sneaking into buildings by using a cover story, but all that experience you really need to call upon now. I'm doing my game that I sometimes do. I'm looking at 5 of you. And One of you has got a disguise. One of you is wearing headphones. Actually, two of you are in like what I'd call disguises. One of you, like, I mean, you look weird, but I can't tell if it is disguise. I'm looking at between 2 and 3 disguised people.
How to offend your audience.
Oh, well, looking weird and being weird in this company is kind of a badge of honor, if anything.
Maybe
Hare says
who it is.
Hare has experience of getting into a house by saying that she used to live there before. So there you go. Interesting. So far, the most popular answer is, I don't feel right. Can I come in? But there's also some support for just coming out with the fact that you're here to try and prevent a death. Less support for I used to live here or I need to check your gas. We'll see in a moment what the winner is. And I'm just going to check on one of my supporting cast members. Okay. Honesty is never the best policy. Says, oh, a bit weird when someone says not Mark Watson. Don't know what to feel about that. I mean, you genuinely aren't not Mark Watson, so that's not a disguise. Unless you are, but then who am I? My hair? I don't think so. Yes, exactly. In a way, most of us are not Mark Watson, but I don't know. Seems I'm in one of those moods where I can't make decisions. That's all very well, my Cape Town-based friend, but decisions are a matter of life and death in the company, especially today. You've already been told this is a murder case. Make a decision, paired fluorescent. I don't care if you're in a beautiful city with a high murder rate. Yeah, that's the point, actually. Cape Town itself, its crime rate is high, but then so is the quality of its wines. I mean, actually, nearly all of you are Mark Watson. The weird thing is, how many of you, I don't know, occasionally on Twitter, I see someone who sort of seems to think they kind of are me. Yes, I can see you now. Okay, fine. Right, we're nearly ready. 1 minute to go. And, it's still a narrow lead for, I've had a turn. Which, by the way, is not a particularly convincing way to say that you don't feel well, but you will phrase it a little bit more elegantly than that when it comes to it. I think we'll see. We're going to, regardless of your choice, we're going to watch a video. The poll is ending, I think. And good luck to you. We now come to quite a sort of technically demanding bit of the show, but don't worry. Absolutely don't worry. We may soon have recourse to Alex's catchphrase. This was all planned. Right, here we go. You're greeted at the door. Oh, hang on. Can we stop? I don't think the video should. Can we stop the video for a second? Or maybe not, actually. Also, do we have sound? Maybe not. Right. Wait. Okay, fine. You're greeted at the door by a woman you take for the housekeeper. You feel a little nervous as you deliver the line you've rehearsed, but you remember what your uncle used to say. Should be fine. Maybe. Don't know, actually. Now, are we going to be able to get sound on this video? I ask myself. Well, actually, I ask Matt and God. Oh, hang on. Yep. Hang on. I'm not sure if you can see that. I actually didn't see it. Here we go. Yes.
Hello. Sorry, I've been out hiking and I'm feeling a little bit odd. Just wondered if I could come in for a glass of water or just sit down.
Gosh. Yeah, do come on in.
Thank you.
Well done. You chose correctly. Your appeal to the housekeeper's sympathies has been successful. You're in the house. Yes, your lines seem to work. The housekeepers welcomed you in, only saying you're welcome anywhere except the library. But the little girl, Thompson's granddaughter, is, if anything, too chatty. She's got questions. You can feel yourself sweating with your alibi under pressure. You're such a sweaty old pig. Sorry to be so personal. Right. At this point, one of you is going to represent... One of you is going to represent the whole audience and will be spotlit on screen and be interrogated by Bryn's granddaughter. Do we have a volunteer? You need to be comfortable being on camera. and you need to keep your wits about you as the youngest person in the house asks you a series of questions about how you're feeling.
Go on, Darren.
Hang on, sorry, I'm looking for a volunteer, but I'm not entirely sure how to. Yeah, actually, several people have done it in the chat, but I'm not sure how to. Basically, Alex is going to pick someone. If you're one of the people that said you might do it, you could find yourself spotlit in a minute.
Go, Chrissy.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can see your face.
Okay. Where is our spotlit person?
Not Carmela.
Not Camilla. Welcome. Not Camilla. Are you ready to keep up the alibi of needing a glass of water and feeling a bit off on behalf of the whole audience?
I will do my best.
Okay. You can hold it. Okay, go for it.
How long have you been feeling like this?
Well, like 5 minutes, and this was the first house I could find.
Are you diabetic or warrior?
Are you diabetic or warrior?
Yeah, I'm diabetic, but I left my equipment at home.
What's been on your mind?
I'm very stressed about work.
Are you weird or fine in general?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm a really normal person.
Any other businesses?
No.
Do you think there'll be a murder? Oh no.
So those questions are if they pretend to be a gas person about this. Sorry, can we just ask her this question again?
Do you think there'll be a murder?
No. Hopefully that's the right answer.
That'll be all now.
Hi.
Well done. Good job.
Well done, Carmela.
Well, you came through that very well, Carmela, actually, yes. There were a couple of tough ones there. The housekeeper returns to her delicious smelling pot of soup, big enough to feed a small army or a bigger army that wasn't as hungry because maybe they'd already grabbed a snack. The boy is on his phone. Make a note of these characters if you can. So there's a small girl, a slightly bigger boy, the girl drawing. Bryn himself is playing some sort of game with his daughter, the kid's mother. Everything seems more or less serene. You're going to see another video now to give you a sense of all of the characters in this murder investigation, I think.
Well,
yes, here we are.
You're welcome anywhere, but not the library, if that's okay.
Of course, the library.
Library, yeah.
Okay.
She's mentioned that once already, the housekeeper. You can see here that's Bryn, the man of the house, and his daughter playing some sort of game. And then the kid who's just seen returning to her drawing. There's the older kid just sort of skulking around their business. Just for no reason. Oh, hang on.
Yes.
The kid has asked you to draw her a bear. If you have pen or paper to hand, you now have 1 minute to draw a bear and hold it up to the screen. If you don't, try as best you can. We need as many drawings of pears as possible, bears rather, on the screen. Pears. Well, she asked for a bear, but you can also, because I said pear by accident, I will accept a pear. I'll also accept anything.
Does she have
It could be a pair of bears, yes. I'll accept anything that rhymes with bear or pear.
Hair? Can we draw hair?
Share?
Yes, hair. Well, yes, you can draw a share. In fact, I'd be delighted with a share. But a reminder, she did ask for a bear. And that may or may not be relevant once again. Look at this, immediate bears.
Mine looks haunted. I hope that's okay.
These very, very good. I forgot. Not Camilla has forgotten what bears look like. You've already had it's been a tough shift for you.
I don't know anymore.
No, of course you don't know. How he meant like you really went through it there. Loads and loads of bears, absolutely excellent on the screen. I'm an artist from California, says Michelle. Not anymore, you're not. Now, once again, I'm just a drone in the company.
I've accidentally drawn a mouse.
Mouse.
I did an art as therapy course in the Tate in Liverpool and was laughed out of there.
Yeah, look. I mean, we'll discover whether this is to do with the quality of the drawing or. Okay, very good. Thank you. Look at the bears. Could somebody please just someone can please screenshot the well, I don't know how many bears you can see, but there's a lot. Very, very good. Absolutely excellent. Some amazing bears actually. Dr. Gregor's one. A thin bear from Spoon.
Bear with a pear.
Michelle's drawn a horse.
The bear with the pear is very cool.
Bear with a pear, excellent. As I say, excellent. There's some lovely bears there. There's a couple of lovely bears there, and there's one bear with a very, very good bearing from everybody. Thank you very much. We are able to proceed. But whether that is important, once again, remains to be seen. God, it's already gone on for a while, hasn't it? Oh, yeah, Gems asks, is the pen the youngest person was drawing with one that was accidentally chewed multiple times? No, I got her you're delighted to know, regular. I got her a replacement pen, which was just as pretty as the pen that I gored. Okay. If that indeed that is my daughter, who knows? Oh, I'm sorry.
Excuse me for looking over your shoulder. My house is a very good bed. I would kill to be able to draw like that.
Dun dun dun.
Excuse me for looking over your shoulder, but that is a very good bear. I would kill to be able to draw like that, said the child. Well, absolutely nothing to worry about, I should imagine. Hang on, we've gone up. We've missed a couple of tweets, I think, although nothing important. Well, no, it is important. Well, everything's important.
Everything's important.
Well, nothing's important if you think about 10,000 years from now, but you know what I mean. Oh, that's interesting. I've somehow, maybe I've deleted a bit. It doesn't really matter. Basically, there's now a bit where you get really relaxed, pour yourself a brandy, do some hula hooping, but none of that matters. It's not so much that the nihilism has kicked in, that it's never far away, Jodie, but nihilism is not quite the word, I think. What one can fear the void, but nonetheless try to cram life with as much meaning as possible. A nihilist wouldn't even try to do that, I guess. Then you reproach yourself. So basically, you've had too good a time for a bit. You reproach yourself. You're here to stop a murder, not fanny about with a hoop. Oh, hang on. We've gone back. My baby kicked me in the back. Yeah. Okay. Yes. You're here to stop a murder, not fanny about with a hoop. I think without the context of the hula hooping, that is a strange phrase.
No more than anything else.
Well, actually, what is strange in this world? I need to case this fucking joint. You were surprised to hear your inner monologue say. This place is huge. Some of you will have seen the map drawn up by Mart McDonald. Where do you even start? Well, the housekeeper was odd about the library. Sorry. Hang on, we're scrolling down. The housekeeper was actually odd about it twice because I forgot. I put it in the text and I got the actor to say it. So we doubled up that. But anyway, the housekeeper, both in text and on video, told you were welcome anywhere apart from the library. The article that you read earlier said creepy ass graveyards are often worth looking into. Guest bedrooms often have deaths happen. Everyone knows that. And as you glance out of the window, is someone prowling in the orchard? Where are you going to go? The murder clock is ticking. Tick tock, death o'clock. Dong dong. Don't get it wrong. Alarm going off for murder and so forth. Oh shit, I've forgotten. Yeah, no, it's okay. I can still do that. I can fix that. So you have the choice between suspicious library, suspicious bedroom, suspicious ass graves, and this episode marks my first ever experiment with doing the American thing of suffixing ass to an adjective as an intensifier, and suspicious. Well, not even an intensifier, is it? I don't understand. I don't know what you'd call it grammatically. We haven't got time. And suspicious, suspicious library, suspicious bedroom, suspicious ass graves, and suspicious orchard. And if you've played the company any number of times, or the house, you might be expecting that you're going to end up visiting at least one of these, regardless of your choice. But I will add that the order that you visit them is potentially important. So choose well. At the moment, very, very tight between the library and the orchard. Some support for the graves. I'm trying to think what I would like you to do first, but actually, I'm not going to tell you. It doesn't actually matter for me. Yeah, I think all of these are quite fun, actually. Anyway, I'm just going to go and absolutely not set up a clue that I've forgotten about. See you in one moment.
The orchard's very far away. All the others are relatively close to the house.
Someone who sounds like Mark has to fill.
Or P.
Not Mark Watson.
You want a song?
Yes.
Yeah, Alex, entertain.
Sexy montage.
Sing, Alex, sing.
Any any requests?
Sexy montage.
I don't remember sexy montage.
Why
You're
not?
mad.
Lyrics up.
Someone post the lyrics. I'll sing it. I don't even remember the tune. I will sing it.
That or Sex in a Nursing Home.
I'm giving out sexy
Yes.
montages.
That's no.
Although I think Suspicious Ass to the tune of Suspicious Minds.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I am sorry
You
for that,
can't go on.
With
Suspicious ass.
Suspicious ass.
You left the room and we had to entertain ourselves.
Yes. I knew what could happen if I left the room. Well, yes, all of this will appear on Catch Up, and the videos, a couple of the videos you've already seen contain, and I had to keep using phrases like potential clues, but there's quite a lot in this episode. It looks very tight between the library and the orchard, but that's an out-of-date set of figures. Oh, it looks like you're going to the library first. Very little interest in the bedroom. Which is unusual, actually, for you as a group. Whoa! I think was it a sick burn? It felt a bit like it. Yeah, I never do sick burns. It makes you think, doesn't it? The poll is ending, and yes, perhaps not surprisingly, you can't get out of your head that she said anywhere but the library. That seems the sort of, there's a missing thing. That seems the sort of a phrase a detective would hone in on as being suspicious. You excuse yourself, saying, I'm just going nowhere in particular. This clever line works. Nobody seems to be following you out of the kitchen. To be on the safe side, though, you hold your spy newspaper in the front of your face and also leave some broken glass behind you. Luckily, you got that spy newspaper, eh?
Although it does now have a bit of a bear on it.
The massive coat is weighing you down and making you sweat like a water feature. You glance into the utility room just off the library. Like all utility rooms, it contains a dizzying variety of objects. There's a toilet, a fridge, a snooker table, a sauna, one of those coin-operated horse rides kids sit on, a petting zoo, a small paintball arena, and a coat. The coat stand could be useful for taking this thing off, but it looks a bit unsteady. You don't want to upset it and draw attention to yourself. Are you going to be able to put your coat on without tipping the balance? Yes. This is, we've wanted to do this for a while. There are 4 hooks. Somehow you need to spread the coat over all of the people. 25% of the coat on each hook. What a delicate task.
Oh my God.
It would only work if you managed to vote evenly with exactly 25% voting for the option.
Oh, Lord.
Nobody vote.
So, yes,
Nobody vote.
obviously one way of doing it is nobody votes, but it's too late. Some people already have voted. And also, if you do that, I'll go on and vote and fuck you.
Oh, God.
I panic pressed.
No, this is of course you panic press. This is not an easy situation. Somehow you've got to get to as close as possible to a 25, 25, 25, 25 split, or the coat stand will become unbalanced. Very, very interesting.
I'm voting for each option.
Can we pause and have someone facilitate?
Okay, yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of ways you can organise this, but I'll be very, very
need people to
surprised.
vote evenly and only work if
you
Go for John. Option 1 is at 15%.
Yeah,
vote for.
Let's get 25% and then stop.
This is funny.
That's never going to work.
Doesn't make sense.
Just go with the karma.
Everyone make more Twitter accounts.
Okay. Opening my proof.
The first one's 39%.
This is
Stop
great.
voting for the first one, it's
Vote
39%.
5 times if you have to.
So far, we've had a couple of quite scientific approaches, and then someone saying, just go for the karma in a weary voice.
Stop. We've gone too far.
Option 4 is 17%.
Right,
Sam's right.
This is all too much for me.
Sam's right. The birthday thing would have worked. Yes, of course I'm enjoying it.
Second. Vote for 4.
All right.
This is great.
3 is at 17%, which is now
fire,
lowest.
vote for 1.
This is Mart.
Are we overcorrected?
I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but with the current percentages we have,
One is 43.2 for me.
This is
This is the worst game of Buckaroo I've ever played.
I mean, this is a very heavy coat. I'd be pleased to take it off.
More like fuckeroo.
I'm going to lay my coat on the floor.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, mate. My daughter's still here. What?
2 and 3 now.
Hoping would happen exactly what did happen, which is one of them was losing, so then you all panicked and voted for that, and now that's winning, and now you have to vote for something else.
Has anyone not voted yet?
Yeah, there's only 100.
There's only 20 people left, though.
There's like 100 people left.
You're really over-indexed
There's
on one
always
here.
people that vote
yeah,
that
with
aren't
the
here,
same
though.
percentage of people, we're not going to outvote one ever.
We fucked this up. Can we do it again?
We're done. We're gone.
Would say this is
I own 4
Nobody
Twitter
should
accounts
vote.
and I'm not
Can
using
we? Yeah, we can just leave someone behind to hold it up. That'll work.
But have
Okay,
you got
well-
enough crystals to do that?
Why don't we just leave the coat on the floor?
You've got string in the pockets. Just tie
Just
it.
all of us in a coat.
Sam,
on the bear.
I've got tape.
Sam says this is the most frustrated she's ever been, and that is saying something because she's seen all of this game and the previous game, and this is really a terrible experience a lot of the time.
I feel sorry for anyone watching this on catch up.
I feel sorry for anyone watching. Man.
You didn't need the on catch up there.
Let's be honest, the only people watching it on catch up are already in the room.
That probably is true, yeah. I've been generous actually to it.
Tell you
Hey
what,
guys,
if we get
remember when I was
another
there?
go, if we get another go, no one
Oh.
vote for number 1. That's
It
bound
wouldn't-
to work.
Only vote 4. Only vote 4.
Can we just keep the coat on?
Now, if we get another go, only 4 people vote.
No.
But
Only
which
vote
more?
for 4.
You're taking this far too seriously.
Okay.
There are going to be like 5 people that aren't watching that are going to vote no matter what happens.
Yeah,
Very true.
Right. Tits on tour. You'll know that. Despite your efforts, the coat stands unbalanced. I say despite your efforts, you were fucking miles off achieving it. Hastily, you put it back. Oh, hello. You put it back upright. It looks like nobody heard you. You're going to have another go. Ringo. It's over the coat.
Touch it.
Sorry.
Touch it.
This time, you're moving the coat so lightly, it's as if you aren't touching it at all. The tension in your hands, your shallow breath, your clenched downstairs friend. Will you be able
I guarantee it was Alex.
Right.
You're not the boss of me.
Minotaur.
Don't vote. We've got 5 minutes. Just
the birthday
bide your
system.
time.
Okay, well, you can approach it.
You'll never take away my democratic rights.
I can't believe people are following this so seriously.
Excuse me, what are you following?
then we'll get discovered.
This is a murder we are trying to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got to take this seriously.
Oh, I'm sorry people are following it seriously. I'm sorry one or more deaths are imminent unless you get your collective shit together.
At this point, we should just let the murder happen. It's much easier.
I want to solve the murder, not prevent the murder.
Well,
wait, now
I-
it's 7? Ooh, we're really close.
What are we
Sorry,
doing? Are we doing that?
Where are we at?
Okay, now
Just,
it's
um,
29.
Ooh.
Oh,
24.
Oh, look
that's
at
not
that.
bad.
Only vote for.
All right, what do we need now?
If I could just a point of order. I heard somebody say, I want to solve the murder, not prevent the murder. Let's remember your jurisdiction here. The company has sent you here because it anticipates there's going to be a murder and you have to try and stop it, as you have done in previous assignments for the company. You are not, by any definition, a sleuth. Your job is to try and work out when a murder might happen and where, yes. But if you are in the position of solving a murder, it's already too late. Someone among the members of my family you've seen on camera is dead. Is that what you want? No. And that's why.
My Twitter
That's
says
why
41
we're
votes.
seriously.
A lot of people have fought that Minotaur. 1 and 3 are down.
Oh, it's starting to look like 4 is the.
65.
Oh, we need 3.
We're at the 60.
Don't overcorrect.
It's Alex chanting only vote for. That's what's doing it.
Someone says there have been 160 votes, which, if it's true, means that people are doing what they threatened to do and using alt Twitter accounts to vote, which may or may not improve things. I don't know that it will. There's now quite a big lead for that Minotaur, which, of course, is arbitrary. They're all arbitrary.
Mark, how would you like the Impatient account to vote?
Can we refresh it?
Piss off! I'm making that decision. Whee!
I think
Oh my god.
the Impatient account should vote for whatever.
Wait for the refresh. Wait for the refresh.
Oh, no. It's
Just
the.
don't-
210 has gone up.
Impatient account vote for.
Well, the trouble is, the one I'm looking at, one of them's on 12% now. So again, I'm worried. I must admit, I'm worried.
Oh shit! Now it's 12 point.
How much time?
I feel like
No,
refreshing the whole queue to different versions of it.
You're lucky because we could just make you keep doing this. We're not going to. We're going to move on here regardless. In the midst of all of it, I saw somebody say this is actually worse than the Fox thing, which I'm delighted by. Fox. That's one of my favourite things I've ever done.
Something we could do individually. This is teamwork.
Yeah. This is really difficult because this is one of the first times ever you've all had to collaborate, but in a way which is barely possible for humans to do. Although, as Holly points out, the way to do it was nominate 4 people immediately and 1 person votes for each one. But it's too late for that now.
It
and
also
also,
doesn't work if people who aren't watching the Zoom are voting on Twitter.
Yeah.
oh look, there are a lot of things that go wrong when you give everyone the right to vote. We've all seen that over the past.
I didn't realise photo ID, so I can't vote anyway.
48-52.
Oof.
Well,
What
the
happened to
polls.
the whole vote for thing, guys?
The trouble is, I mean, basically, as soon as you nominate one of them, and in the time it takes for everyone to get the message, oh, time to vote for this, obviously you're going to unbalance it again. So the only way to solve it is well, I think there's look, we've all got theories about how this have been done better, but it's been a very difficult assignment, and hopefully you'll get what you were hoping for out of this bit of the show. I hope so. Doesn't Twitter Blue give you the ability to rig your polls? I don't know, Jodie. We do have Twitter Blue because, amusingly, the company signed up for it because we thought that was what the company would do. And now we're those. That's why we've still got the tick. I haven't got a tick on Mart Watson. I'm literally Mart Watson. I'm fucking famous.
Are you?
That's well, that's
I
nice.
did not come
Okay.
over to Mark Watson.
This was a good effort, you think to yourself. The coat stand teeters a little bit, but you're able to steady it with your hand. In bending to do that, you notice something under the coat stand, a clue, like you get in murders. Well done. You got close enough to qualify for the clue. You weren't necessarily going to get it. It's a note in a child's handwriting, all smudged and a bit shit. Sorry. It says, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And the letter M followed by kiss. Nothing else. You pocket the note. You say, loudly. Can we just do that, please?
Loudly. Loudly.
You proceed. The library is magnificent with a fireplace, oak panelling, its own branch of subway, and what you estimate to be over 1 million books, including a large W section. You wonder if you learn from these books. Now, we were going to conduct this this bit in the library, and you would have been able to see the books, which are, of course, all by people called Watson. That's why apart from anyway, I've brought the candidate books down here because the Wi-Fi is better here than in the, and I must stress again, the inverted commas library. So your choices of which book to look in. You've got a strange sense that the order of the W books has been altered, disturbed. You wish you could check against an old photo, but there is not an old photo to check. Which book might contain something, you wonder? So potential clue in one of these books. And here are the books. Can you see these if I can't see them myself, or just check that? Okay, fine. Thank you. So Rückwärtsleben, this book is called. And you can see all these choices in the Puto.
Are you selling these in the foyer, Mark?
That's all of these would garner much interest, I don't think. Hang on. It shouldn't be Up Pompeii. That is my brother's book, but where it says Up Pompeii, but actually it's been replaced by Micronesian Customs and Beliefs. Friend of mine. And this now ancient novel, Yellowed Pages, A Light-Hearted Look at Murder. So Light-Hearted Look at Murder by Mart Watson, Micronesian Customs and Beliefs by the students of the Community College of Micronesia, Puto, supposedly by Mart Watson, and I don't recognize it myself, and with apologies to the Germans, Rückwärtsleben, also by Mart Watson, again, supposedly. Your choice, and the books remain on the table here. I might eventually tweet a picture of what the library was going to look like. It was amazing, but the Wi-Fi wouldn't have held up. The Wi-Fi, as it stands, is doing all right, I think. So, yes, one of the books has the word murder in, obviously. Up Pompeii was set in Micronesia and concerns my brother's successful attempt to do a mad football project in an island called Pompeii, which is one of the Micronesian states. But I replaced it because I couldn't believe my eyes when I found this Micronesian Customs and Beliefs book, and also I found, against the odds, a potential clue in it. Or did I? Is there a potential clue in this, or in this, or in this, or in all of them, or none of them? We don't know. Well, I know.
Which one is it then?
We'd get through the company episodes a lot quicker if I just told you how to vote. But then you wouldn't trust me. You'd still vote for what you wanted, and look where that gets us.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think you're right.
Bollocks. Sorry.
No, I got you.
Quite a large lead for the one with murder in, which the poll is already ending. It says there. That can't be right. Maybe it is. No, maybe it did start earlier than I thought, because I was fanning about for a bit. Yes, fine. You've gone. Oh, hang on. Sorry, we're moving too quickly here. I don't think it's right. I'm not giving you my love tonight. Yeah, I paraphrased the first line of that popular song. You've gone for quite rightly. Well, no, not quite rightly. It's wrong, but quite understandably, Light-Hearted Look at Murder. Yes, you think this would be the obvious place to look. It's got murder in the title, but it seems to be nothing more than an oldish novel about the lookalike industry and the way that humour cheapens and neutralises important discussion. A new book, maybe. So you're now down to Rückwärtsleben, whatever that means. The U is difficult. I didn't do that right. A U with an umlaut is a difficult thing for an English person to do. I know, but it's difficult.
Yeah, but it's a short one, so it's
yeah, like Frühstück. I know how to do it, but like under pressure, you don't always nail it. For example, I've never ordered breakfast in Germany because of that. It's not true, because you can order breakfast without using the word breakfast. We've all done that. Puto, or to remind you, Micronesian Customs and Beliefs.
Second one.
There's been a little bit of chat in the box, which, well, yeah. To clarify, I do know how to handle you. I do know it's rook, but it's as I say, I think umlauts in general are quite difficult. Right, so there's a lead for Puto because of a theory advanced by Hare to do with the phrase old photo. quite a leap to get to that.
Oh no.
This, I mean, you should. Yeah, I'll show you what's in here if you do end up choosing this. It's an absolute fuck fest. This language is absolute nonsense. It's. I mean, it's just absolute sort of. There's accents all over the shop. This book. Well, yeah. I don't want to. There'll be no spoilers. If you don't choose the Micronesian customs and beliefs, I'm going to read you the clue which is in there because you do still need that clue. But this bit's really complicated. Whatever you chose, we were going to have to cheat it a little bit.
I'll be impressed if we're 25% each for the three.
It would be really funny if every poll now is split exactly evenly. Yes. I may as well say at this point, Rückwärtsleben means living backwards, roughly, which was the title the German publishers went for the book Bullet Point. German publishing is unlike any other international market that I've been in, at least not those, in that most other countries just basically translate the title as literally as they can. German publishers, though, always rechristen the book with what they think is a cooler German thing or like a more commercial German thing. So every book I've had published in German has a title which is different from, like significantly different from the original. And trivia, the book 11 was translated in German as Elf Leben, meaning 11 lives. But then the publishers regretted doing that because they thought it sounded like a book of short stories, like 11 different things. And so for the
like 8 deaths,
a little bit like 8 deaths. And this is I'd never heard of this happening in this country or anywhere. But they changed the name from the hardback to the paperback. They rechristened the book again. It comes out on Samstag. I Could Do Saturday, which is a very, very trivial, like only just one line from the book. But the book then sold fuckloads more than it ever did under the name Alf Leben. It might just because it was a paperback, but yeah, very interesting. Well, it's interesting.
11 backwards, a murder would be a birth, right?
Sorry?
If it was living backwards, a murder would be a birth.
Yes. Well, yeah. You can toy with the living backwards as well. I think the reason they went for it is because, anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The poll is ending. This time gone for Puto, which, it was quite easy. The text said, no, there is no photo. Well, there is not a photo to check. This is the Czech translation of the not. And Puto means photographer. The Czechs went pretty sort of on the nose with the title. Yes, the Czech translation of a novel about a photographer. Well done, Hair. That's what your subconscious, Hair you call it, was trying to tell you. Either an amazing bit of on-the-fly editing there by Matt Ryer, or an even more amazing bit of me seeing the future at 3:00 this afternoon. Who knows? The text means very little, of course, but something flutters out of the pages. We'll just do the flutter. Oh, there he is. Yeah, don't know if you saw that. I know it flutters. You know what flutters? Clues. Also butterflies and other little friends with wings. But this is a clue, all right. You gasp like a seal as you look at it. It's a woman's handwriting. You can tell that at a glance. And the heading is Perfect Murder Plan. It says, yes, you're right to gasp. If anything, you're under gasp. Thank you, Pierre.
No,
you're right.
Harry Met Sally standard.
It says, reveal you know the secret, blackmail into killing her, escape the blame yourself, clever but flawed. It is a woman writing this, by the way. Surprisingly, they put that. And here is that clue. You say in your clue gathering voice once more. You're in cracking form finding clues. And you do that. Some detectives take ages to get even one, let alone two. But you can't rest. There's still murder in the air. Where are you going next? And so once again, we come back to the bedroom. The suspicious bedroom, the suspicious ass graves, and the suspicious orchard. If you we'll let it run for a couple of minutes. If suspicious ass graves continues to have a huge lead, we could fast forward and just go for that. But actually, that's only based on 6 votes. So who knows? Once again,
Would you like to have a fast forward, Mark?
well, I think sometimes we sort of we'll get to we'll give it another minute. If there's still a large lead for Suspicious Ass Graves, then we'll just go with that. I'm just worried about.
But we want to hear more of the German book titles.
Yeah, well, all I will say is Pia's right. No one quite knows why they do it. But what's interesting to me is in the case of this, they were right to change the title, like change their own title, because it did do way better. Well, I think it's to do with the fact that the book The Knot, for example, was changed to Larger Than Life in German. And which again refers to one of the characters, and that's basically because tying the knot is just not an idiom that translates. Something to do with the word, the phrase just wouldn't resonate in a different language. Newsflash: Mayon says, "Can I just say already this is the coolest episode, and everyone involved in writing it and making it is fantastic." Yes, you can say that. Didn't mind that feeling at all. I hope you're all right. Your Twitter week has been alarming. But like arguably, it's probably been worse for you because I'm not complaining. Right, what are the women's names so far? Yeah, fair question. Actually, we haven't had the housekeeper's name. We also haven't had the adult daughter's name. We also haven't had the kid's name. But you're going to learn at least one of those soon. I think we'll let this play out because Suspicious Ass Graves. Oh no, hang on. We're looking at different stats. Yeah. The poll is not a foregone conclusion. You still can go to the bedroom. You still can go to the orchard. Oh no, hang on. We're going to the graves. All right, fine. It's the right. It's the right thing to do. Well done, the winemakers who enabled this episode. I've had virtually no wine as well. That's amazing. At my parents' place, I have to make out that I'm fine. No, I am fine. I am fine. My mum sometimes worries about that. My mum always says to me, "Don't drink too much, don't work too hard." And those are the only two, I'm afraid. Which, if she said, "Don't eat loads of cheese and work a medium amount," we could maybe meet halfway. The gravestones are. Well, no, who are we kidding? In the way of such places, I could eat a bit of cheese, but I couldn't work any less hard. The gravestones are, in the way of such places, oddly beautiful, speaking as they do of the brevity of life and the rather bittersweet, sorry about this, Chris, the rather bittersweet idea of eternal rest, a rest which cannot be enjoyed with merely a darkness. Anyway, your attention is caught by what looks like an interesting old crypt at the far end of the graveyard. Oh no, Chris, I don't like it either. Oh, hang on. Sorry, no, stop. Sorry, stop the video. Oh, no, stop. No, continue the video. That's my mistake. So my coat should be off because we hung the coat up. I'm hot for no reason here. Luckily, that hot. I'm not that hot. My parents, okay, yeah, sorry. Anyway, this is the interesting aspect.
Wait for it.
I don't know why you don't get more acting jobs.
I certainly don't know why I don't get more prop preparation jobs. No questions about whether I was or was not allowed to use the churchyard, by the way. So there we go. That was the. Yes, I'm not going to read out Anna's remark because my daughter's still here.
I'm so sorry for that.
No, don't worry. A little bit of a strange week actually with that phrase. Okay, you hesitate. I'm still not convinced I am serving it based on what I have read.
I'm so sorry for the week I caused.
Don't worry.
I'm not sure it's fair to say you caused the week.
No, I didn't cause the week any more than Mock the Week really mocks the week. You hesitate. Well, not anymore. But even then, did you ever stop to think about what a shit name Mock the Week is? It's not a pun on anything. It's not a play on words. It doesn't make any sense. And yet everyone just walked around like Mock the Week was a normal thing to say. Anyway, it's fine. Also, well, never mind the buzzcocks is a separate conversation, but I don't think we're the best with the world. We have time. You hesitate. The last thing you'd normally do is go poking in a crypt. You ain't no crypt poker. There could be skeletons or dusty old board games or anything. But what sort of detective wouldn't look in the scariest place here? So, once again, it's a case of no crypting. Thanks, pal. Into the crypt with me. Or, as is traditional, this is your cry option. Huge cry. What a day.
Oh, we got to have a cry after that.
Long overdue. Cry.
I've already had a good cry today, so yeah.
Yes, if you've had the cry today, you can factor that in. Of course, Bethany asked, "Can we actually die in this game?" Well, during the house, there was sort of bit where you did die, but you a bit like in a video game, were returned to life magically. So I think you can assume you probably won't die, but scary things can happen to you. That's for sure. Anna says, "I haven't had the traditional birthday cry this week. Maybe it's time. Happy birthday, blub away. You're in a safe space here." Quite a lot of people.
Crypts are always a safe space.
Yeah, enormous. So far, a lot of support for the crypt. I thought you might back out of this, I must admit. But once again, we've got a contingency for everything. I will again.
Cozy.
Oh, look, it's cozy in there. Don't worry about that. Zoe says, "I voted crypt because if Mart committed to the bit enough to film in there, I don't want it to be in vain." Well, yes, there's film of all eventualities as usual. I remind you again that for everything that you see, no, it's not quite 4 times as much because sometimes we deliberately, we cook the books a bit so that to allow important plot to happen. But there's generally at least 2.5 to 3 times as much stuff written and in this case filmed as you're ever going to see. And that is, yes, a stupid use of time. And yet, it makes me happy.
There's already cry in crypt.
Yes, that's right. Can't spell crypt without cry.
We can always multitask.
We can have
Lily,
a cry and a
Lily is fighting almost a lone battle against the crypt. It's creepy, dark, cold, damp, probably full of spiders and rats.
That's so cool.
Lily. But then immediately turns out Hare loves rats anyway. I'm not anti-crypt as I am pro-cry, says not Carmela, who's already had a decisive effect on these proceedings. It looks very much like you're going into the crypt, which, will give you an important clue. So I think you're doing the right thing here. Genuinely here again, if you'd skip the crypt, you'd be a big clue down. And there was also a way you could have not got that clue in the library. So you've done well. It's easy to look at you people and say, "What a bunch of morons!" But thank you, Chrissy. As I was saying to skip the crypt, I thought, yes, I'm enjoying saying this. Maybe I'll try and say more rhyming things. But to be fair, you can't say many more rhyming things than I do without. Yeah. Oh man, we've got plans for. Yes, you are exceeding expectations. Although there are, as always, various built-in things that could have happened. You're right, Finlay. I've been quite I've been quite zingy today, haven't I? I just don't know. What can I say? I'm a lot of fun. Yes, I'm a SAS. The SAS cannon is firing once more. I forgot about when I was a SAS cannon.
I'm so glad that's still in everyone's psyche, and I do apologise greatly for it.
That's going back into my Twitter bio.
I still have the T-shirt with SAS Cannon on it.
I don't know whether that was a worthwhile investment. Okay.
Hey, I wore it to Edinburgh last year. It was worthwhile.
I know. You aren't a baby, not even a child. You're a man, woman, neither, or prefer not to say. And this is the moment for a man, woman, etc. You approach the crypt, your heart thumping at your ribs, lungs, all over the shop. Ooh, here we go. Oh no, here we don't go, I don't think. There's a video, you're going to see that video. Here we will go. Here we might. This was all planned. Well,
Are we wearing breathing apparatus?
No, you're just very tense.
Oh. Acting.
Yes, sorry. The breathing is because of acting. You are a stressed person trying to stave off a murder. Sorry if you're breathing heavily. So I don't know if you heard the muttering of the character there, but yes, in the end, a bag of compost and a waste pipe and through the wall a toilet. Disappointing. Well, or is it disappointing? After all that, a bunch of gardening supplies in a toilet. Not a clue, not a corpse in sight. Still, you might as well use the toilet so you don't have to do it in the Thompson house while on murder-stopping duty. While you're relieving yourself, you do the Wordle. Toxin, got it in 4. I was going to at one time make you do another word puzzle, but an ominous word, but you're sure it doesn't mean anything. You stand up, you're fumbling around with your garments, and you think you're imagining it. But no, you check the back trouser pocket once, twice, 4, 9, 70 times. The vial of poison is gone. Don't listen to this for a moment. Shit in fuck. Christ in Hong Kong. You've lost the poison, which means somebody else could well have found it. You shouldn't have lost that poison, man. As you're walking back to you're fine now, yes. As you're walking back to the house, you hear Bryn Thompson's voice. He's shouting like an absolute sailor. For goodness sake, Pam! He thunders. That's his daughter's name. So the adult, the mother of the kid. I cannot take much more of this. This is acting again. He sounds furious. Wow. Are we causing murders now? You might ask, Michelle, whether at all points in the company so far you have been helping or actually making things worse. Plot. And yet, by the time you're back in the kitchen, all seems to be well again. Bryn and his daughter still playing their game. The little girl, now in a onesie, drawing away. Soup on the boil. Everything is absolutely fine and normal here, says the housekeeper. Which is a fine thing to say. The soup won't be too long. How's it all going? You're welcome to stay for as long as you can bear. Odd thing to say. What's your next move?
Bear.
There is no crying crypt, as they definitely say. But where to next? You have a two-way vote between a suspicious bedroom and suspicious orchard, your 2 remaining locations. Very, very tense. Yes, a number of you have mentioned that the word bear was a surprising choice for her there, and a bear, you were asked to draw a bear, weren't you? So yeah, could mean nothing, could mean something. There's actually been quite a lot of things which there's been, it's one of those things where there's loads of clues and some of them are bollocks, but there also have been some genuine ones. I would certainly, I would, it's worth looking back after this is over, if it does ever end. And I just take it, we're not that, well, we're getting there, but we're not, it's gone longer than I thought already. So apologies. Of course, well, I say apologies. If you have to go, you can just, I'll never know, will I? Except if you're one of the 5 that I am at any looking at.
Only 2 people vote.
Let's get these to 25% each.
Yeah.
If only 2 people vote, we have to simultaneously go to the bedroom and the orchard.
51-49 on mine. That's so
it's very tight. It sounds like it's very tight. Matthew satirically says it's gone longer than you thought. Imagine. I believe I've been reversing there. It's man. There's a new SAS cannon in town, and his name is Collins. Collins absolutely serving it there.
That was a close call.
It was, yeah. I don't know. I don't think she knows that word. God, also, she's sort of hanging in there to do to say hi at the end. I know. Yeah, you can. It's fine. It's the weekend, isn't it? Also, be a weird time to start being a responsible parent. No, you're right, Alex. There's no way of asking. What I can ask? What is the rudest word you know? Do you think? Quite a few. She says. All right, fair enough. Actually, just go out.
Like 10.
Go out for one
Remember,
second.
this is being recorded.
Just an anecdote. When I was at school, when I was about 9, about her, she's 8. Yeah, 9 next Friday. When I was about that age, a boy, actually sharing Matthew Collins' surname, Richard Collins was his name, the cool boy in class, came up to me in the toilets as I was washing my hands and said, "What's the rudest word you know?" And and it's all like the way you conduct a drug deal. I said, like, confidentially, I said, I know shit. And Richard Collins looked me in the eye and, as if I was an idiot, said, I know fucking bastard. And then off we went, and I was like, my God, I need to reconfigure everything. I wonder if he still knows it. I don't know what he's doing now. Yeah, he was. He was so cool. No Google in those days. I just had to walk around knowing that fucking bastard was out there, and people like Richard. These days, you wouldn't even get a kid called Richard in school. So I don't know. The world changes. Okay. Pretty tight between bedroom and orchard, as they say. Is that what you're saying, Alex? I hope so. I hope not.
I've said that many times.
Chrissy said I had a text-to-speech program on my Amiga, and me and my friend Julie used to turn down the volume and make it say swears. I also had that program on my Amiga. I didn't use it to swear. I used it for something much sadder. All right, it's nearly time. Don't worry about it. I'm all right. Okay. You've gone for right. This is where this is now a technically complex bit. You're certain you saw you've gone narrowly for orchard. You're certain you saw a mysterious stranger skulking in the orchard. And if there's one thing you know about mysterious strangers, it's that they're always murderers. You say, I'm just going to nose around outside for no reason. You're very clever the way you do these things. Everyone seems happy to accept this. You make your way through beautiful, flourishing trees. Gorgeous time of year for tree fanciers. Thinking about when you climbed that tree, or it was more than one tree actually, wasn't it, before the expo? Man, your feelings are still in turmoil. The main orchard is behind a huge gate. You push it open and walk almost straight into a woman in gardener's overalls. The oldest overalls in the world. Uh-oh. She doesn't thrill by the idea you want to get in there. I hope she doesn't set you a puzzle.
Yeah, there's been no maths so far.
I know.
Oh no.
I can't let you into this orchard without the password. Have a look at these apples and tell me the password.
Oh dear, this sounds like a puzzle if I know gardeners.
I don't like those apples.
There's a joke to that later. Have a look at these apples indeed. Bloody hell. There's an arrangement of apples by her feet, almost as if she'd been waiting there all day for someone like you to come along. What the actual pissing hell, you think? The layout seems a bit random, or maybe not random. You did read something about decoding encoded codes in a company handbook. Your options are crisp, cause, cider, and cults.
Not a cult.
It's not a cult. It's unlikely to be that. They all begin with C, which suggests that first letter somehow must approximate to C. But how? I mean, it's not as if there's even just 5 apples on every line, so it is difficult. However, already in the chat box, someone claims to have solved it. And, yeah.
And it is B-Day, so.
Yes, it certainly is B-Day.
What?
Surprising number of people.
Should we just vote cider anyway?
Well, you could do, yeah.
Always vote for the best.
Yeah.
If you were offered those, you'd go cider, wouldn't you?
You would go cider. I mean, I don't know. They go Colts, and look what happened to me. Some people are weirdly fond of crisps, aren't they? But yes, I would say cider is the most sort of aesthetic. I'm not even a big cider drinker, although in this part of the world, I don't know. I don't know if people know how to do these things, and yet. But yeah, fair play to you. Cider is right. 1 second. What is it?
Let's go with yes.
Okay. So yeah.
We've got 6 minutes left on this poll. I thought they were all 4 minutes.
So did I. I've never seen it go up before, and I didn't entirely like it.
We're living life backwards.
Must have accidentally said it. Yeah. It's down 4 minutes. Okay, quickly, and cider is a sort of local drink around here, of course, but can somebody in the chat box explain to the other people how a surprising number of you knew that collection of apple emojis represents the word cider while I refill my drink? Because I myself wouldn't have got this. Obviously, this is a map puzzle. I don't live this sort of life. But yes, okay, Tony's explaining. Tony was the first one to get it. I still think this is amazing. I don't understand how people do stuff.
Too many years of computer science.
How does that translate?
I mean, yeah, it is basically binary, although ASCII is, as I understand it, similar in some way related computing language. Okay, well, if you chat about that for 30 seconds.
We could share the rudest words we each know.
Again, I think only in text, if you wouldn't mind.
I used to do that via stuff like this.
Alex is exactly right.
In ASCII.
This is the definition of Matt shit.
The rudest word you know in apples.
Belgium.
I used to get, well, no, I got in trouble once for doing this at school.
Can Alex sing us another song while we wait?
I don't think Alex needs encouraging to take the limelight.
Was this close?
Yeah. I know, man. I know.
Man.
Can someone catch me up on what happened with Stirving and then the C word? Asked Levi. It's difficult, but it's suddenly very, very buzzy phrase, and people who have wielded fierceness are said to have served that word. And somebody accused me of doing it on Twitter, and I replied in what was not meant to be a particularly public way, but then there was a sort of odd couple of hours where that was hundreds of times in my timeline, and it's.
Please
I
read
don't.
out that text.
It was an interesting.
We want to hear you say it. Come on.
The thing is, it's not as if I'm scared of the word, but for a start, I am mindful of my young audience here, and also I don't still feel as if I've got 100% grip on the. What I did was. I just looked it up and then tweeted saying, "Okay, here's what that means." And then after that, things went strange. It was a strange afternoon. But basically, it is a term to mean someone's doing something really well, but it has a sexual element, but it's not exclusively used sexually. I tell you what, it's tricky. The way they talk is tricky, and by they I mean everyone apart from me.
If it helps, my sister and I substitute the word chef when we're talking around our mother.
Okay, yes. So we'll say serving chef from now on. I think we're probably yes, hair, quite right. Even though, okay, fine, we're there. I think, but no, it certainly doesn't mean serving it literally on a plate like a waiter. I don't think. Okay, she seems happy. Well done. Oh, hang on, I don't know if we can hear. Well, maybe we can hear the sound.
Yes! Cider is correct. Enjoy the orchard.
Oh, you certainly nailed that. That woman actually, well, she's a friend of mine, but she's a professional actor. I wouldn't say that I made the full of her talents there. Well, how did she like her apples, you say to yourself? And in fact, one of you said it before we even saw it in the text. You're pleased with that, and say it a couple more times, laughing until you have to wipe your eyes. God, you can be a real scream sometimes. If only you... Wait, there he is. Well, quite often when we start a video, it goes back to just you. But yes, you're about to... no, enjoy the orchard is in this case not a euphemism as far as I know. You've caught sight of the stranger that you saw skulking in the orchard. You might hear some more heavy breathing here, by the way. It's acting.
Oh, is that all wild garlic? A very loud ninja.
Hey. Shouldn't have this massive coat on.
What, are you taking it off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Plot twist.
What do you want?
I just want to talk to you.
Chilling
Dun,
stuff.
dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun is the least of it, yeah. Okay, well, you found him. You said you want to talk to him. Should be straightforward, right? Generally, mysterious strangers are sort of pretty cooperative. But he has got nice eyes, yeah. But of course, when
All right.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. Yeah.
If you can tell.
Wow.
You can tell us what.
Shit.
All right. I'll talk to you if you can tell me which Spice Girl I'm thinking of. It's not Baby.
Oh, it's good actually because I can only ever choose between 4 things.
Now he's now visualizing the Spice Girl that you need to guess. He's thinking about her and her name. So concentrate as hard as you can.
Oh, it's not going to be Morse code blinking, is it?
There is no Morse code. There's no trickery. You literally, that's all you've got to go on. Yes, this is a Darren Brown situation. Like Darren Brown, you need to just look at the visual clues. You are going to get.
Useful if I knew the Spice Girls.
Don't worry,
Miel is honey.
You will be given a choice of the Spice Girls. This is a poll.
There are 2 Mels. It's always good. But it's 50-50.
Mel B Day.
However, the Mels are not relevant. You stand looking at the sinister mystery man, clad all in black and very much attired like someone who might do a big old murder. He seems to be absolutely sincere that he wants you to read his mind. Read the Spice Girl in there. So he said it wasn't Baby. Your remaining choices are Sporty Spice, Ginger Spice, Scary Spice, and Victoria Beckham, Posh Spice.
It's just a psychic thing. We just need to be quiet and concentrate on his mind.
That's right. And remember, you still have the option of looking at the picture and at the video as much as you want in your own homes. In fact, we'll put it back up there. So which Spice Girl is behind those eyes? Tricky one, isn't it? Mel B was Scary, I think, and Mel C was Sporty.
Yeah.
Emma Bunton was Baby Spice, who's not involved in this. Ginger Spice, Jerry Halliwell. Posh Spice, Victoria Beckham. So the Scary Spice was the one with the hair, all that, and Sporty Spice, they didn't really pin a thing on her. The sporty thing was kind of a bit half-assed.
She wore trackies.
I know, but it wasn't convincing. You didn't, she didn't often. Yeah, but backflips isn't sporty. You didn't see her get on stage and go, "Oh, I've just played golf." I never saw that.
To be fair, it's not unsporty.
No, I suppose
The
not.
thought of a
And
murder
also,
is scary.
also, to be fair, Melanie Chisholm had in a way, a surprisingly good solo career for, like, relatively speaking, for a bit better than you'd expect.
She was very good with Bryan Adams.
Precisely. Oh yeah, that everyone's gone. Yeah, days go on, and the nights just seem so long. Even food just tastes like shit. Drinking, I don't want to do it. Oh yeah, none of us remember that song.
I thought you were having a breakdown then, Mark.
Well, that too.
Yeah, there's no point at which anyone doesn't think I'm having a breakdown. Don't worry about that. Days go on, like the company. I'm sorry, I'll have to ask people not to shout stuff out, otherwise we're going to all get in the way of each other. How's the poll going on? Well, half of you voted for Sporty Spice on, actually that's, no, hang on. Now a huge lead for Scary. 65% for Scary Spice. Fair enough. Well, we'll see if you're right in a moment. Gems says, days go on. Nothing like the company. Another sass cannon lurking, eh? There's absolute sass arsenal out there. Us sass doesn't quite work.
It's a arsenal.
Where this ends is we all stay up till 2 a.m. on Twitter, just like roasting each other. When did celebrity culture become a thing for us geeks? Tony asks. Well, yes, Tony, but not every poll suits everyone. Your thing was apples and binary. Some people's thing is.
Oh, sass cannon, Mark.
Sass cannon was a label which was attached to me last year when I was so sassy in an online performance that it was the only term for me, basically.
Again, my apologies.
I've sort of dabbled as a sass cannon for a bit. Melanie Black equals Scary. Bracket Scary equals Ninja dressed in black. Speculates Louise Robb. Ryer says, I'm starting to worry about my Duolingo streak. Yes, if there's anything you have to, we won't go on to anywhere near midnight, but it is time to start thinking about anything like that, which requires doing by midnight. If you haven't done the Wordle, likewise, and if you're in the UK time zone, obviously do get in. If you're in Australia, you're already onto a new Wordle. If you're in the States or Canada, you still have time.
And that's the daily Wordle update.
That's the daily Wordle update. I got it in 3, but listen, hey,
Me
we're all
too.
different.
Me.
It was gettable. Wasn't it? I had a good starter word, although, long story, but different starter word every day. Mark, if you were going to put one choice in caps, what would it be? Not even dinner for most Canadians and Americans. Out of context, it's very difficult to understand some of these remarks. But yeah, it's so much time. Okay, I think with the poll is ending. You've gone by a huge majority for scary spice. God, this is a bit long, isn't it? Sorry. Again, if you have to leave, don't worry about it. Although hardly anyone has. In fact, 5 more people are here than a few minutes ago. I don't know what to make of that. Oh, hello. Sorry. If you've just joined, it wasn't worth it. Leave again. Sorry. You can see the caption. It looks if you're wrong, we couldn't hear the sound. Anyway, the text says, you're frustrated as hell. How are you meant to get that? And what sort of a man endangers a murder investigation by making you play a girl band guessing game? We might still be able to get the sound on the video, though, although it doesn't add a lot to the story you've already heard there.
Wrong.
Yeah.
It was Ginger. Later, idiot. What? No, wait.
There we go. Ginger spice. Disappointing. Alex said that, and he calls you all numpties, but we can't all do what Alex says, can we? A man who knows something he doesn't want to share with you and is surprisingly into a short-lived but influential musical act. He's at best a person of interest, at worst a suspect. You find a burst of speed, corner him. Well done. You're going to talk to him now, and if you'd got it first, you'd have got a better clue, but you're still getting something out of this. Sorry about the videos, but actually it's sort of worked out all right so far. Yeah, it's just taken longer than, the whole thing's taken longer than usual, but again, I don't know.
Yeah, all right. It was Ginger.
Oh. So look, what are you doing here?
I'm a suspicious stranger.
Yeah, but I mean, what's your business here? What are you up to?
Oh, I'm, usually in the background at a murder, but you can just tie me to calls general unease.
So you're a full-time suspicious stranger. This is your thing.
This is what I do.
There you go. So he's been confirmed as a suspicious stranger. In fact, he's a professional suspicious stranger. This is his regular gig.
Look, what do you know about Bryn Thompson?
All right, I'll tell you. But I'm going up into this weird fucking pavilion thing first.
Listen, it's an excuse just to feature it.
That man is dangerous. You've heard how he loses his temper and raises his voice. Or you're about to, depending on where we are in the story.
You have.
Kill?
That's all you're getting.
Well, he didn't give much away there. And also, what the fuck is that pavilion thing? So you've now heard about the man of the house, the man who is, you might have imagined you were here to protect. It doesn't look like you're going to get any more out of this customer. He said himself, that's all you're getting. It's important to know when to take a hint, but he's certainly worth thinking about. Hang on. Whoa, we've missed one bit. We need to go now to the bedroom, which is the one bit you didn't choose, the bedroom. You're quite close now to reaching a solution, although we've not even seen the murder yet, have we? But maybe that's the point.
What we're trying to prevent.
To prevent a
murder. Yes, you're trying to prevent a murder. Perhaps you already have prevented a murder. We don't know. You've certainly done everything. You've done as well as you can in difficult circumstances.
No one can prove we haven't.
Precisely. You'll never know the murders that might have happened if you've not been here. I'm just going to, Matt, if you can take us to the bit with the bedroom, this bed, that is the one place they have not yet visited.
Maybe the murders are the friends we made along the way.
Maybe there's still a murder to come. Hope you're all right, by the way. This is, I think I underestimated that. Well, I think once you start putting videos in, it does get long. It's lucky that, anyway, no, I won't tell you what it's lucky that.
My fake mustache can't cope with the length of the time.
No. Listen, your disguises might well be getting a bit uncomfortable by now. You'll feel free to take them off at this point. I think you're now openly here in a murder preventing capacity.
My name is John Lewis, by the way.
Can we get to the bedroom yet, I wonder? If not, we could skip it, but we'd rather not, I think, clue-wise. If we have to, we'll...
Could you act it out?
No, I don't know. I could, but hang on. Sorry about this. I'm trying to... I can't act that really because, I can't exactly replicate what you're meant to be saying. I could, but it would be sort of a spoiler. I wonder if I sent the right videos. Can Matt help? Is he here? If not, we'll post it. No, 2 hours isn't long for me. Don't worry about that. It's the other people I worry about, things I'm putting people through. 2 hours is nothing. 8 hours is nothing really. Like a comedy performance. Right, we're stuck, I think. I don't know why. But we'll have to, we could go on from this point and I'll just tweet the bit you missed later, I suppose. Alex?
Do it, man. Give us a 5-minute break. Just take it. Take your time, man. We're good.
Alex can sing to us.
Brilliant Saturday.
Flirting with that idea and okay, we're just going back through yes, here we are. Well, we're going back through all sorts of things. Yes, here we are. Awesome. Well done, Matt. Well done, everyone. Amazing.
Like a bedspread.
Matt hype as usual. Okay, you head to the bedroom. The floorboards are creaking. The window frames are creaking. A cat walks by, creaks for a bit. Your heart is in your mouth. The cat is in your mouth. No, it isn't. You got confused for a minute. You push the door nervously. It's video time again. It's kind of there.
What? Hey, I didn't know you were here.
Well, at least help me go back to sleep now.
Help you get back to sleep?
I don't know. Sing me a lullaby or something. Sing me to sleep.
Surprising to find the boy asleep at what is still not quite a late hour in game time, although it is a late hour in real life now. Okay, here we go. This bit's going to involve a bit of audience participation, which is as ever optional.
Vote for
Mysterious girl.
Want to get close to you.
It's true, teenagers do sleep at odd times, but is there another reason why you did see him skulking out of the room earlier as well when you first met the family? A lot of people are behaving suspiciously here. It's one of these situations where there's more than one suspect in a murder. Poof, they're the worst ones. Except there's not even been a murder yet. Exactly. Well, this is a strange situation. He seems pretty old to be asking for a lullaby. And isn't it a bit weird to be going to bed this early? But you do, of course, have a song you sing to get yourself to sleep. You dodged this last episode, but you're not dodging it this time. Let's give this a try, you say. The old familiar words swim into your head with the tune you put them to, which, of course, is Kiss from a Rose by Seal, since it's famously easy to sing. All together now. Well, I'll lead. Can you scroll up so we can? Yeah. Scroll down so we can see the whole. Yes, that's it. It is a little fiddly when you're all alone in bed and your meal gland makes melatonin. I should be enough to send you off to sleep. Let you know you just won't go, and truly you just want to tear all your hair out and weep. Why no one enough sleeping? Oh, the more I think of it, the more I screaming. Now I'm so very alert. Oh, we've lost it.
Don't fucking go.
Of course, we've lost the beat.
Much a man can tell you about
I can't see the tweets anymore. I can just see you.
we
Manage.
see the slightest improvement.
How can you see this, but I can't? Bloody hell. Okay.
Twitter.
We have
Yeah,
phones.
but I'm not.
We've all got
I'm not.
phones, Mart.
Okay, basically, yeah.
Now I've
So it
taken
goes.
the phones off, I can log
Fine.
in.
I've left Twitter ages ago. Okay, fine. I'll take it from here. There is so much a man can tell you about rapid eye movement. When will you see even the slightest improvement? Wait, it's worked. He's nodded off to sleep. Incredible. That song never works for you. Not surprisingly, really, given the lyrics. You make a brief study of the room, noting the gap in a line of stuffed toys where presumably the expensive bear, I shouldn't say used to be, just used to be. You're about to leave again when the boy springs out of bed. He's sleepwalking and sleep talking. Oof. Which means like, hello. Acting.
The housekeeper. The housekeeper.
Not everyone can pull that level of performance off. If I had a note, probably shouldn't have been grinning, but what can you say?
Sleep grinning.
He's Bert in Mary Poppins next month, so what do I know? I mean, not like it's the school. Well, you've got something now to think about, all right? Sometimes you like thinking about things, for example, flowers or rabbits, or the time you saw a monkey steal all the clothes off a woman at the zoo. But this, you're already getting the impression that unusually for a murder case, we've touched on this, there could be more than one suspect and more than meets the eye. Damn it, you hate it when there's more than meets the eye. You like it, your thing is basically the same amount as meets the eye or less than meets the eye. Where are you going to go next? Oh, hang on, you've been to all the places. Don't worry. So we take you back to where you could be. You sit in the snug, you might remember this from the map if you studied it, one of the rooms you've not yet properly visited. Try to collect your thoughts. You've heard the little girl say, I'd kill to be able to draw like that. The boy sleep-talking viciously about the housekeeper. You heard Bryn himself yelling at his daughter. You've been told by the suspicious stranger that he's dangerous. You found a note about a perfect murder plan purportedly written by a woman. You only have our word for that. And a strange one that said, I love you, actually loads of times with the initial M at the end, you might remember. Over and over again. Who can you trust? Sorry, whom can you trust? Maybe none of these people. Well, except the adult daughter, Pam. No reason to suspect her. And when there's no obvious reason to suspect someone, well, in a murder mystery, those are always the people you can be absolutely relaxed about. Oh, yeah. And the housekeeper was so weird about the library. Oh, one thing's certain, you're really starting to get hungry. You wander back to the kitchen. Dinner must be close. And if not, maybe they'll have some truffles or crisps to snack on. You weren't planning to stay and eat, but there's no way you can leave before preventing a murder, is there? Although, again, you might have prevented one. Sorry. You enter the kitchen. There's a cry of surprise. 4 bowls are on the table and Pam is already walking away like she was nowhere near them. But she was. She looks flustered as someone on the chase when a clever chaser comes out. Hi, how are you finding it? I haven't been doing anything with the soup bowls. I mean, why would I? She blurts out. But before you can reply, the rest of the family are back. Almost time to serve up, says the housekeeper. You'll stay for soup. It's tomato, cauliflower, parsley, carrot, mushroom, pea and goat's cheese flavour. Whole family recipe. You force a smile, but one of the bowls doesn't quite smell right. Bottom right, you're almost sure. Of course, it is quite an exotic flavour, but you're sure it doesn't smell like the others, that bowl. And you think about the poison you lost and the toxin Wordle and the fact you just saw Pam being shifty near the bowls. Fuck. As you're deciding what to do, you see with horror 2 or possibly 3 of the family move towards the table. It's shifting time, says the housekeeper. We always do this family thing. As you watch incredulously, the 2 or 3 or maybe 4 pairs of hands, and keep an eye on how many you think there are, it's important, start to swap the bowls around. What in the name of Noah? The bowls change positions at dizzying speed. Can you keep an eye on the bottom right one? This is tough. It's your penultimate task.
Oh, God.
Bottom right is the, you think might be the poisoned bowl. Why are they doing this? They're mad to be moving the bowls around like this. Also, how many of them are there?
Yes.
This is such a... Imagine every time you have dinner. Unbelievable family ritual.
You're right.
There's 12 minutes to this.
Ooh.
Put this back. Cut this back. They were.
It's okay that they're all empty.
Yeah.
No, there's a tiny, tiny bit of soup in one of them.
Top right.
Left them.
The answer is no. I can't keep an eye on which one.
No, I don't blame you. It would have been way simpler for you to avoid the possible poisoning if they hadn't done this supposed family ritual of jizzing about with the bowls. Still, you think is top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Was anyone keeping track? Was it even possible to keep? Yeah, I know you know. Was it even
23 hours and 59 minutes left on this?
Yes, I don't think we'll run it for the full 24 hours. I don't think we will do it for the full 24 hours, although I've been known to do things like that.
Did they move the bowls 44 times though? One for each fox.
Did anybody? If anyone is confident, have a look in the oh god, there's 80 new messages since I last.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Bottom right, top right. In fact, I've seen all 4 of them being nominated as possible guesses. So good luck to you with this.
I've never been confident before now. Top right.
Interesting. If you get this, I don't understand how you did. Well, no, I do understand, but that is very, very attentive. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
we're all assuming bottom was nearest us, right?
Sorry?
Are we assuming bottom was nearest us?
Sorry, yeah. It was top as you looked at it, bottom as you looked at it. Yeah. I'll just tell you that when someone said top right, Rose started nodding vigorously, but I'll also say she doesn't always know left from right. But you think it's top right. Okay. I mean, it looks like it's either top left or top right, just from the way that the voting is going. Important moment. This important moment in the plotting. Rose does know the answer. Jokes aside, she's absolutely beside herself here. If this is my daughter, I have to keep saying that.
She may actually be Mark Watson.
Clarifying, I know that Rose Watson is my daughter. It's just we don't know whether these actors are real members of my family, or in case there's a morally dubious side to doing that. Oh, okay, fine. You've gone for top right. You grab, which by the way, was right. Well done. You grab what you think is the ticking time bomb of a bowl, sweep it off the table. Rose is punching the air. It smashes on the ground. There's an ugly, chunky puddle of soup on the floor in front of you. Silence in the room. Absolute shit show. You clear your throat. I'm sorry, that was acting. I'm sorry. I must have seemed rash. But without going into detail, I have reason to believe that someone in this house is in danger. Unless I said that earlier when I was entering the house, but you didn't. Sometimes it's not possible to doctor it according to your guesses. And so I had to do what I did there. I apologise for the mess and have a budget of up to £20 if you require a professional clean. Everyone has a different response. Pay attention to these, to your impulsive but perhaps life-saving act. The housekeeper immediately gets down on her knees, but the boy says, "You've done enough," in a needling tone and begins clearing up himself. Bryn just looks at you expressionless. The girl is drawing again, drawing a dog. As for Pam, the adult daughter, she says, "I'm glad you're here because I think you're right about the danger. I've thought it for a long time. Will you stay with us? Will you keep us safe? Oh, say you'll stay." Nelson Mandela's penis. Don't worry about that. You didn't expect this to be an overnighter. You feel far from safe yourself in this place. Among other things, the suspicious stranger is still on the grounds, and everyone here is a possible killer. And also a possible victim, including, you realize with a jolt, you're both of those things. The company software predicts things that nobody can know, things that seem impossible until you are in the middle of them. What on earth? So your final choice of the night. I'll stay, of course. No, I'll stay nearby. I really should be going. And just when you thought you weren't going to get it, this is too much for me. Good luck.
Vote for.
Oh my God, not again.
Thank you for watching, by the way. It's actually no, not yeah. Okay. Well, the early leader is. Oh, this is too much for me. Hair Freshen has just written, "I'm not sure Alex really is helping always," which is, I believe the phrase is timeless comment. Well, I'll do. Actually, no, I won't do credits on Twitter because then it becomes weirder. So, very briefly, you have been watching. Bryn played by Chris Watson, the housekeeper by Margaret Watson, my mum, the kids by Kit and Rose Watson, my kids. The mysterious stranger's name is Richard Proctor Lane, and the orchard keeper, his wife, Rachel Proctor Lane. You couldn't have known that. The adult daughter spotted very briefly playing noughts and crosses with Bryn. Was one of my sisters, Emma Watson, not that Emma Watson. She's too expensive. I'll send them more than that. And as usual, well, yes, the usual credits also apply to people. But yes, thank you, Hype. I mean, I don't know. I guess you can hype the cast in the box. And then when my parents come down, I'll show them the box that just says all these hypes, and of course, they won't understand. They had quite a lot of. Everyone's gone along with things, but a lot of people. They all questioned at some point why this was happening. Really?
I think we all have.
Of course.
Our Ukrainian guest arrived home while I was sat in disguise typing on my phone.
Yes, I understand that if you have house guests or if you are in a public space, the company is a big ask quite a lot of the time. Given that, thank you as ever for participating. I suppose the next one will be, we'll, as usual, post a date for June's one. We're not quite finished yet here. Well, the results of this poll will bring us towards the end. This has been maybe the longest one, so thank you very much for sticking with it, which almost everybody has. I'll be on Twitter afterwards to clear up a few things, although some things will remain uncleared up, I think, for reasons which will become obvious in a moment.
Especially the poll that's still got 23 hours and 51 minutes.
Yeah, it's a slow burn in that one. Wisely or not, you've gone for I'll stay, of course. I'll stay, of course. Hold on. Midnight, you hear the pealing of bells in the church. Who is ringing them? Do they ring themselves? It's unsettling, ass. You toss the turn. You never thought you'd miss that fucking flotation tank. But here you are. Your mission is to prevent a murder. You can't know if you have already done that, but you have to assume not. You have to assume you're here until something happens. And what that will be, you can only guess. This is a two-parter. Fuck!
Oh my god.
Unbelievable. You have had quite a number of clues and also quite a number of misleading clues. But you have enough information, at least, to piece together some theories about who might be murdered and by whom. Feel free to share those theories with each other and with the company on Twitter. The June episode will, yes, be the second half of this murder mystery, if indeed it is a murder mystery. Thank you very much for playing, as always. If you've forgotten everything, well, it doesn't really matter. I think unusual levels of hype needed for Matt in particular for running all these videos and messing about with to the extent that he's had to. Hype to Alex as well, and also to Mart, who did an astonishing job of drawing up the map and the map of the grounds and the map of the house, a lot of which didn't actually come into play today, but will. And basically, we've set up too much story for it to be satisfactorily concluded tonight. And so we go to a second episode, or maybe that was always the plan. Who knows? This was all planned. Anyway, but by the way, if you come away with this from the idea that my parents live in sort of a mansion and I'm well born, that is not the case. The real story is too complicated to tell you. But the bottom line is, whether you like it or not, I broke into a churchyard today, among other things, and an orchard. And thank you very much for playing. As I say, this will conclude. But yes, do be thinking about what you might have learned. We already know who the murderer is and the murderee. It's not the sort of situation busking it. There's perhaps been enough clues already. Somebody says something in the chat which was extremely clever and important, but unfortunately, there's been loads and loads of chat. No, the dead dudes, as you put it, Tony, did not give permission to be on the video, but one of them was an English teacher of mine, and he had a favourite Christmassy poem by Thomas Hardy. And on Christmas Eve, I stood at the grave and read him the poem. So no, yeah. It was pissing down, and my phone didn't work for like 15 minutes afterwards. So I don't know.
Did you murder him? Is that why?
No, he died of natural causes. I actually haven't murdered anyone. I suppose it is, yes. But I'm going to close tonight's proceedings by saying I haven't murdered anyone. Someone among this cast of characters. Actually, I won't say too much. Someone is going to get murdered. Someone's going to do a murder, and all that will happen in June.
Chrissy will be happy because we can solve the murder.
You have a chance of solving the murder before it even happens.
Pre-solving murder.
All the information is in the task. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sweet dreams. And if you hear church bells,
Thank you so much. Brilliant.
Thank
you, Mark.
Now.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael.
Thank you.